Okay. Bobby Ladd, I appreciate you taking out the time to do an interview with us. Before we get started, I just want to speak real quick about your interview with Art of Dialogue. I know we were going to do one, and then Reggie kind of advised you go ahead and do his first. He has more of a reach, so I don't want people to think we're just trying to snake his interviews. But no, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today.
Yeah, no problem. We had been trying to do it for a couple of weeks now, so I'm glad we finally get to do it.
Um, Do you know the whereabouts of Keefe in Orlando after they got back from Vegas? Did they stay in Compton or did they go somewhere else to your knowledge?
No, I know that Orlando Anderson, we had an informant, and he said he moved to, I think it was Hawaiian Gardens. He stayed over there in an apartment with a girl, and we didn't see Keefe at all during this time either. Um, I know that Keefe in one of his statements said that the day we served all the warrants on this case, all the search warrants, that he actually was up at 4 in the morning getting coffee somewhere and actually saw a bunch of LAPD or sheriffs, and he knew a raid was coming. So he said he ended up splitting. He didn't know they were going to hit his house, of course, but he said, just in case, I'm not going to go back to my house. So the day we served the search warrants, we never did get Keefe. But, but these guys weren't hanging around in Compton. So,
Okay. And when you guys went out to Vegas, how were they made aware that the fight that happened in the lobby of the MGM, that the person that was getting, stomped on or whatever was Orlando Anderson?
well, Tim's the one that went out there because prior to us going out there, like I said, Tim didn't go out there till day 10. And by that time, we were getting all kinds of information about who was in the car and who was responsible for it. Orlando was bragging about doing the shooting. So Tim got pictures of Big Dre, Orlando, Keefe and Bubba. Them were the four guys supposedly in the Cadillac. So he got all the intel that he could get and the bullets, and he went up to Vegas. And as it was that time when he went to Vegas that they showed him the video of the fight at the MGM after the Tyson fight, and Tim identified not only Orlando Anderson as being the victim, but he identified the guys in the entourage who were with Tupac and Suge at the time of the fight.
Okay. And did you or your partner did you guys ever get the sense, because I've heard this a lot, that at the time it seemed as though because Vegas was trying to be more of a family tourist destination that they really didn't want to solve that case. Did you get that same kind of vibe from them or no?
Yes, and I've said this before in other interviews too. I really did. Vegas was trying to be a family-orientated place at the time, and I don't think they really wanted this gang shooting happening, this big gang shooting happening in the streets of Las Vegas. So I think that they just wanted it to go away. That's the feeling that we got, and I've said that before, and I'm still sticking to that because really it seemed like, I don't want to bash Vegas, but it seemed like they didn't really want to do anything back then. But again, they didn't have the knowledge that we had working gang cases because gangs were just starting to go out to Vegas, and they didn't know how to talk to gang members, and they didn't know how to handle a gang case like this, really, to be honest with you. So.
Okay. And I wanted to ask you this because a lot of people say if the shooting in Vegas didn't happen, but the fight in the MGM still did, that both Suge and Tupac would have been sent back to jail due to with Suge probation violation. With Tupac, he was on bail or whatever. But if you guys hadn't ID'd or if the shooting ever never happened, would anybody have ever seen that video on at the MGM, or do you think it would have been something that just never got brought up again?
Well, nothing. I believe that nothing would have happened if the shooting didn't happen. If Tupac didn't end up getting shot and killed, I don't think nothing would have happened because Orlando was the type of guy that, hey, I'm going to take care of this stuff myself. I'm not going to get the police involved. And that's exactly what he did. So after the fight, the security guards kind of at the MGM broke it up, and they talked to him, and he didn't want anything done. So that would have been the end of it. No one would have even known about it, to be honest with you. Suge would have never got violated, and it would have never got brought up to our attention that this was possibly, you know, the motive for the shooting of Tupac. So there's no way that anything would have happened, and that's the way I look at it.